Peace and blessings, everyone. It is time for another Astro Celebrity Gossip couple reading. All right, so this week's couple that we're going to be focusing on is one of my favorite couples, the one and only Miss Beyonce and Jay-Z. All right, so as we all know, Beyonce is a Virgo, right? And Jay-Z is a Sagittarius. And like I said, when I pulled up their charts and I looked at their placements of their planets, I can say they have one of the most beautiful couples charts I have seen, right? I mean, it's just a lot of beautiful aspects. There's a lot of Libra energy. It's a beautiful sign. But before we get into their energy together, we're going to take a look at each one of them, the energy that they bring individually, okay? All right, so let's start with Miss Beyonce. All right, Beyonce, born September 4th, 1981. She has a Virgo sun, a Scorpio moon, a Libra Mercury, and a Libra Venus, right? Okay, so we know with Virgos, they are very analytical, can be a little bit nitpicky, but very, very intelligent, level-headed, can be fussy, but they want best. It comes from a very good place. We all know that Virgos can be perfectionists, right? It was said that during her rehearsals, she would rehearse and have the girls rehearse from beginning to end of a song, not taking any breaks. They would just do it, and they would do that for hours upon end, just making sure that they would get the dance right. And so we know that Virgos can be very perfectionist. So we can see that in her and in her work, right? Virgos can be very adaptable, especially when relationships are involved. All right. So she also has a Scorpio moon, right? So with the Scorpio moon, her feelings, her emotions, her intuition is on point. Okay, we all know that she is, some would say a witch, some would say a spiritualist, some would say she's initiated into Ifa. She clearly is a daughter of Oshun. She's been potentially initiated as a daughter of Oshun. Although we really, well, I'm not even going to get into that. But we know that she is very spiritual, right? And with this Scorpio moon, she's very intense about her feelings, her emotions, and her spirituality, right? And, she's a peaceful person, but she's not going to come to play, right? With the Libra, both in Mercury and in Venus, what that is telling me is her communication. I mean, Libra and Venus, Venus rules Libra, right? That the energy, the planet of love and beauty and harmony and pleasures and the aesthetics of things and things that are sensual and attractive, right? So when you have that energy in Mercury, you're going to be able to speak. You're going to be able to speak beautifully. You're going to have a beautiful voice, right? Right, and you're going to be able to speak in a balanced tone, right? And we also know that Libra is an air sign, right? So they are intelligent people. A lot of times you'll hear people say that Beyonce isn't very intelligent or she's an airhead. Well, she is an air sign, and that's probably what people are picking up on. But air signs are very, very intelligent because they they use their minds, right? And so she uses her mind. She keeps everything in a balanced perspective, right? That Venus Libra, her love, she can keep her emotions together, and she can keep her emotions balanced, right? And so that is the energy that Beyonce is bringing. Let's take a look at Jay-Z. All right, Mr. Jay-Z, born December 4th, 1969, with Sagittarius Sun, a Libra Moon, a Sagittarius Mercury, and Sagittarius Venus, right? So we know that Sagittarius is, they exude a certain amount of wisdom. They're very philosophical. They have a jovial, upbeat, cheerful spirit, right? And they're typically known as honest people, but they can be distracted, right? Because they are blunt and to the point, some people will kind of take them as being rude, but they really are a generous group of people. And usually, Sagittarius, they love to travel, they love to move around. They really don't like to be restricted. They like a certain level of freedom, right? We have that Libra moon. We know Libras, they are very, shall I say, giving, right? They are pacifiers. They will pacify. And with that Libra moon, I am seeing that he is uh, balanced with his emotions, but he can give a lot of himself in love. All right. Uh, Sagittarius Mercury again. We have listened to his rap songs. He speaks about the environment in which he was in, but he also spits facts. He is also a very intelligent person, right? And then Sagittarius also brings about, it is ruled by Jupiter, right? So there's a certain amount of luck that he has, right? Expansion, growth, right? And we know that he is one of the top rappers out, right? And with that Venus, Sagittarius Venus, that tells me that, he does love big. He loves to show his love in grand ways, right? And um, he he is attracted to intelligence, right? Because where there is wisdom, there has to be intelligence, right? All right. So let's take a look at them together. All right. Now, we know they have always, since the beginning of time, been considered the power couple. And pulling up their astrological relationships and connections with each other, I mean, I can only agree with it, right? And like I said, they have one of the most beautiful, beautiful charts I have seen a couple have, right? There is a lot of Libra and Venus energy, right? And again, that's love and beauty and relationships. It's pleasure and harmony, and it's the aesthetics of things. And it brings about an energy of romance and values. It's a deep attraction, and it's a level of sensuality. That is the energy that Libra and Venus brings, right? Okay, so check this out. Beyonce has Mercury and Libra, which is ruled by Venus. She has Venus, Libra in Venus, so that's in his home sign. So that is just even more of a lot, right? Of the love and the beauty and all of that. She has Jupiter in Libra. She has Saturn in Libra. She has Pluto in Libra, right? And so all of those things, you have Jupiter, which is expansion. You have Saturn, which is going to be um, discipline, right? And that's that you have to be disciplined to dance for hours on end, right? That brings about a certain level of discipline, right? And so with that Pluto, you know, we know that again, uh, there's a certain level of transformation that she has gone through over the years, and her music brings about that transformation, that intensity, right? And it's very, it's an empowering energy that she brings about, right? Then when you match that with his chart, he has the moon in Libra, right? So she touches his soul, his heart. I mean, they have that attraction is like no other, right? He also has Libra and Jupiter, right? They have that in common. Um, he has Saturn in Taurus, which is also ruled by Venus. So it might as well the same energy is that love, that beauty, that wonderful aesthetics that you could potentially have within a relationship, right? Um, let's see, what else do we have here? She has a lot of air energy. He's bringing that fire energy, right? We can see that Jupiter with that Mercury and that Venus, it has brought a certain amount of expansion to Jay-Z, right? And so her Virgo now, her Virgo sun squares his Sagittarius sun, right? And that was one of the only major challenging aspects that I could find between them, right? So um, there can be some misunderstandings, right? Because you have that air, right? And they're looking at things from a intellectual standpoint, and then he's bringing that fire energy, and he's just moving, he's going, he's and he has that level of freedom. Right, and she's bringing that nurturing, perfectionist energy. Right, so he may be feeling that he has to explain himself a lot because she's wanting that perfectionist out of him, right? And more so, that's who she is, right? So she's going to be critical, and it stresses him out. It stresses out his son, right? But see, they also have an aspect to where they speak to each other about deep and dark things, right? And they only talk to each other about this. Nobody else knows about some of the conversations that they have, right? There's a very deep aspect to have within a relationship, right? Her sun is sextile his Jupiter, right? So they're a very fun couple. They go well together, right? And they love each other in a very passionate and discreet way. They enjoy their lives together, right? They enjoy their lives together, right? Um, they also have a good spiritual understanding, right? And again, it's on a very deep and intimate level, right? And that is their Mercury conjunct Neptune, right? She provides him beauty and pleasure and the aesthetics that is very important to Virgos, right? With that Venus trining Mars, they have a physical understanding, a passionate love, where there's plenty of attraction there, right? They also have with Mars trining Plutus, there's an enormous physical passion there. They want to be around each other all the time, and their sexual relationship, it evolves over time. It doesn't dissolve. It gets deeper and stronger. He provides a creative fantasy on like a spiritual level, right? He brings that solid groundedness, that wisdom, that strength, that passion, that compassion on a solid level for her, right? So to me, they are the beautiful couple. They are the power couple, right? And a lot of people would like to have a relationship like them, right? And her Libra is going to be able to balance out any fuckery that he may or may not bring, but trust and believe that with that moon in Scorpio and with that Uranus in Scorpio, oh, she's gonna bring that fire, and she's gonna touch his soul when and it's usually gonna be sudden and unexpected, and it's gonna touch his soul, right? But they have this connection that most couples want. This has been fun. This is one of my favorite couples, and I admire both of these artists. And thanks for joining me, being nosy, taking a look at Jay-Z and Beyonce. Comment below, what you think about them, what you think about their connection, and just overall. All right. I will talk to you all later. Peace and blessings.